Yo YouTube, how's it going? My name is Mikalo and welcome to my channel. If you clicked on this video, you guys are trying to get a bigger throttle body on your Audi 3.0T and you're not really trying to break the bank by spending $150 to $250 on a throttle body adapter. So today I'm gonna show you guys a new product that I've made that will allow you to adapt your 80mm, 84mm, 85mm throttle body onto your 3.0T. For cheap, easy, and it's very fast. So stay tuned in the video and I'll show you guys how to do it and where you could go to get this product. But yeah, I'll set you guys up so we could get started on this. Alright, before I get set up and everything, this is my ported supercharger that I've just freshly ported. Opened it up to an 80mm opening, which is the opening for this throttle body adapter, which I'll be showing today. Ooh, really quickly guys, I was just editing this video and I just realized I failed to mention that these adapters are in fact 85mm on the outside and then 80mm on the inside. So it tapers down from 85mm to 80mm. And the reason why I did that was because the maximum you can go on the supercharger is 80mm. So there would really be no point of having an 85mm all throughout adapter, because then you'd be limited by the actual opening of the supercharger itself. And then you'd also be hitting the supercharger's wall, I guess you could say. You'd be pretty much hitting a wall because the opening of the adapter would be bigger than the opening of the supercharger, and that would just overall make the flow worse. But yeah, I forgot to mention that, but it's just one of the more important features of this throttle body. I don't know why I forgot to mention that, but I did. But anyways, back to the video. From as far as I know, that is the max you could go without breaking through the corners here and the sides here. So that's what I did, and it's pretty big. It's a fair upgrade from what it was. So yeah. But here are the items that you will need to get this project done. I've got a 4 Allen key and a 5/8 Allen key. This will be for the bolts that go to the supercharger itself, and then the 5/8 will go to the black bolts that attach the throttle body to the adapter. You also want some kind of silicone to make a gasket. I'm using gray Permatex because that's just my choice, but you could use black, red, anything you want. But yeah, this is pretty much all you're gonna need. This is gonna come in the adapter kit, so you don't need to buy any of this stuff. It'll all come included. But you also, I forgot to mention, I'm pretty sure this is a 10mm. You need a 10mm wrench to counter hold these nuts, so I'll get that out. But yeah, let me get you all set up. I ended up running out of storage and a lot of the video didn't get recorded, and I already put on the Permatex and tightened everything down. This is a little scuffed and I apologize greatly for it, guys, but there's really nothing I can do. I don't want to pull it back off and have to clean up all the Permatex and start over, but I put a liberal amount of Permatex on the outside. Maybe I could get you guys around and you could see. There you go. I had to use my finger as the nozzle wasn't working, so a liberal amount, even a little amount works better, so you don't have to do the cleanup afterwards. But yeah, one thing that I mentioned when I was recording that didn't get saved was you guys don't want to go super tight on this. Just show you guys an example of kind of how tight you want to go. Let me just go ahead and tighten this one down now. You just want to get it nice and snug so the Permatex meets the metal, but I'm putting a lot of force on it and you don't have to have any worries about it breaking or anything. This is a very tough plastic with a high thermal resistance and a high transition point, so it won't get flexible on you or anything like that. As long as your engine's moderately healthy, there's really nothing to worry about. I kind of hate how it didn't record, but the way that I got it onto the mounting point was I just put 2 bolts through the corners, lined them up with the holes on the supercharger itself, and then just slowly started threading all 4 holes in. Once all 4 were like they had some threads to it, I put these 2 down and tightened them fully, and then went fully tightening with these 2. It's pretty simple stuff. If you guys ever worked on your car, you definitely know how to do this part. The part that I was more worried about is the gasket part. So this is pretty much just a 2-part adapter. If you could see here, the way that it's designed is there are slits in the adapter so that you could actually mount the plate onto the supercharger with a big hole. This opening is actually 85 millimeters, which is the biggest opening that is available. As to date, I have not seen anyone. The 034 is, I believe, 80 millimeters. The gas is 84 as well, or 84, I believe. So this one supports, and also if you guys get the 84 millimeter throttle body, this is an 80 millimeter, but I'm going to be using an 84, which is currently on my car right now. But if you guys use an 84 millimeter throttle body, the actual opening is 85 millimeters. So the opening on here is perfectly matched. But yeah, going back to my main point. Sorry, let me get you guys down a little bit. This adapter pretty much covers those existing holes that are cut out for the mounting, and it fills them in. The point of these nipples is to cover up the bolt head so that incoming air can have a nice little travel path, so it could go inside the supercharger without getting interrupted too much. And it also creates a surface for you to mount your throttle body, since you won't be able to mount it on these existing holes. But yeah, what you're going to want to do at this point is, what I like to do is get a paper towel, clean up the inside, because you guys are going to have a little bit of residual Permatex going through, which is not a problem. You guys could even leave it, but I like to wipe it just to give me peace of mind. So that's what I got here, some paper towels. Just take a paper towel. It doesn't have to be perfect, just wipe off the excess, so anything that dries is just going to be flat. But there you go. Now that's creating a good seal with the supercharger. Next, what you're going to want to do is also put some Permatex on the gasket itself. But I'm going to go ahead and do the Permatex thing, and I'll come back hopefully this time and have storage to show you guys how it looks when I got the Permatex on the gasket. But I'll be right back. Alright, so normally guys, I like to do a thin bead around the surface. Usually I do the outside surface, but again, like I said, I didn't have the nozzle to help me out this time, so went very liberal with it. But now what you want to do is just line up the 4 nipples, and you could just go ahead, press it down like so. There you go. And that's on there like that. What you could do now is, if you guys have a throttle body like the 84 millimeter VDO with the gasket on this side, you guys don't need to do anything further with the Permatex, thankfully. I know the Permatex is messy and on. You guys probably don't like using it, neither do I, but it does work, so that's why I like using it. And with any throttle body adapter as well, you are going to need to use Permatex to make sure that there is absolutely no leaks, which is the bummy side of things when you're doing a bigger throttle body. But, you know, not everything can be perfect the way that we want it. But regardless, I digress. Next, what you want to do is, if you're not using this, if you're not going to use Permatex on this side, what you want to do is actually wipe the surface. Just make sure it's nice and clean. It doesn't have to be, 100% perfect. Yeah, that's pretty much the installation of that. Next, what you're gonna want to do is grab your throttle body and you guys notice that this one is not the 84 with the gasket, but I'm not going to be applying Permatex in this video because I'm actually going to be using an 84mm throttle body with this because I want to take advantage of the 85mm opening here instead of going for 8mm or 4mm smaller. So right now it's just going to be demonstration purposes, so I'm not going to use the Permatex, but I will show you guys how to mount it and how to get it on there. So yeah, let me just get you guys in a better position. Alright, so here we go. Here's what you're going to want to do. Grab one of each of the provided hex nuts, washers, and 55mm bolts. And what you're going to want to do, it's pretty self-explanatory, guys. I'm just doing this to show you guys so I make sure that everyone knows what they're doing. I'm going to put on the washer first. Hopefully you guys can see that. Actually you can't, so let me get y'all over here. Get y'all on this side. But yeah, just put your throttle body lined up like this. Use the flat side of the washer first. Put it on there. Grab the nut. Start twisting it on there. Okay, here we go. So that's there. Grab the other bolt, other washer, and other nuts. And just do the same thing. Put it through. Washer first, then the nut. Now I know it's kind of tight back here, guys, so it's a little bit less than ideal of circumstances to be doing this, but it is all very doable, and it's not the hardest thing in the world. Like, I've already got these two up and tightened. So just do that to the rest. Put one through here. Oop. Can't find the hole for some reason. Alright, there we go. Make sure you guys put the flat side to the plastic, though, so that it makes a good flat connection to the plastic adapter, so that it can distribute the force evenly, nicely, without creating indents on your adapter. Let's get this last screw through. There we go. And get the last nut in. There we go. Everything is nice and hand tight. And so next, if you guys could actually see, I'll show you guys. Here it is. It's on there, nice and tight. Open up. It's a perfect opening. Everything is even. There's no walls, no steps. There's nothing to disturb the flow of the supercharger. And it's pretty much perfect in my opinion. So final step here, guys. Gonna grab your 10mm wrench. Gonna swap out from the 4mm Allen and go to the 3/16. Sorry, it's a 3/16, not 5/16. Gonna put your 10mm wrench on the outside of this nut right here and start turning this, or vice versa, whatever you guys would like, and just start tightening to like this. There you go. Again, you guys don't have to go super crazy tight with it. The Permatex will do the job of the sealing. Nice and tight. And then the last but not least, we got this one. Oh, I'm loosening it. No, I'm not. All right. Well, there we go. That's the last step. And everything is nice and tight. So there you guys go. The last, I guess, final step you guys could say to do is just to wipe away the squeezed out Permatex. Check on the inside if you have any more that squeezed out. You might, if you went as liberal as me, just give it a good wipe and you'll be alright. But yeah, that's the gist of it, guys. So that's how you install the throttle body. This supercharger is now ready to go and rip on the roads, and that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Very excited to bring this out to the market. There have been way too many expensive options, and there's like 0 cheap options. So I'm very happy that there's finally something on the market, because when I was looking for a conversion like this, for my ported supercharger, I could not find any without having to spend $200, which is what I ended up doing. I guess I'll just end this off with a little bit of a story. But the whole reason kind of why I designed this throttle body adapter in the first place is because I ended up spending $200 on a throttle body adapter. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to give them any bad publicity. But what happened was I ended up spending $200 on the adapter, and I was under the impression that it was 84 millimeters, so that it would fit my 84 millimeter throttle body, and it wasn't. It was 79 millimeters, which was, according to the person who I bought it from, the most that they were able to do without breaking through the holes. And that was a big bummer because I have 5 millimeters of throttle body room that is not being used, and it's kind of bottlenecking the supercharger. So I always got to thinking, and I was like, you know, like this is like the last step kind of to making the supercharger flow as well as I can. Yeah, I just wanted to get rid of all the bottlenecks in the system, make sure that everything is completely smooth and free flowing. But this is the best I could have came up with. I've been working on this project for many months now, and I'm very glad that I finally finished it and came out with a finished design. I've gone through so many designs, I can't even count at this point, but glad that I settled on one, and it actually works flawlessly. I'm actually going to show you guys one last little thing. And it's just like the tolerances of said throttle body with this setup. I want to show you guys one last thing really quick. So this is the solenoid case, solenoid bracket that you guys get on top, and also with the other throttle body adapter, I was not able to get this on without having to bend this part up. But if you guys could see, I'm gonna hold it on by this bolt here, where it mounts up by. I don't know if you guys are able to see, but it ever so slightly clears it. So that's like one thing that I was like just ecstatic about. I was actually able to mount my supercharger or the bracket on without having to bend anything, and that also allows me to use the evap canister in the designated spot, which is cool. But that's just one thing I wanted to mention and show you guys, which I thought was really awesome. And that pretty much just has to do with the angle of the actual adapter itself. There you guys have my little logo, precision tuning. But there you guys have it. There's the 3.0T supercharger conversion adapter. If you guys buy this, let me know any concerns, any questions that you might have, and things like that. But there we go, guys. That's pretty much that. Just give it a good little wipe down, clean up all the excess anti-seize, just make it look a little bit prettier than it is. And last thing, if you guys are looking for a ported supercharger, such as this one, I completely rebuilt them. I replaced the bearings, replaced the intercooler cores, if you could tell. It's actually the box for the intercooler cores. I just replaced them. Replaced the intercooler cores. I changed out the oil. Got oil sitting there, which is what I'm about to fill it up with. Replaced the seals. Not all of them, only the ones that I can actually get my hands on. Some of these gaskets are actually very hard to come by, so if they're in good condition, I just reuse them. But those are usually not a problem at all. These tools go for a long, long time. What else do? I fully port them. I've got pictures I'll put up on this video of the insides of this supercharger itself. I fully port them, do the outlets of the manifold outlets. I do the rotor housing area, do the little V as well. I smooth that out. I don't go too crazy on that because I know how to do it. And then I do obviously the opening and the bypass valve area. So full port. But yeah, there's really nothing much else to say other than I cannot wait to get the supercharger out on the road and have it whining like it's meant to be. But yeah, it's crazy to see that there's like no wall, because on the other one there's just like a big fat wall blocking air from coming in. Really quickly, guys, this is a picture of the throttle body adapter that I was talking about. I paid $160 for this adapter, and as you could see, the air coming in through the throttle body will be hitting a pretty big wall, which will impede your flow and bottleneck your system. So that was the main reason for the creation of this adapter. This completely solves that issue and gives you the good flow that you're looking for. But just wanted to point this out really quick because I remembered I had a photo on my phone. But yeah, this is gonna help release a lot of that restriction, which is what I'm really happy about. Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the end of it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This is going to be the first video of many I know I haven't really posted on this channel. Been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and super grateful and super glad to finally be able to get this video out for you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.